Hello everybody, this is Richard, and I'm here to talk about a few things, basically just some basic things about the moonwalk and the snake glide, and just basically the penny loafers that I purchased, and just to update on them and how well they work and everything. And I'm in my kitchen where I do most of my moves at, and where I recorded my snake glide mostly at. First off, I want to start off with the penny loafers that I bought. These ones are from Dillard's in the mall, and I think that they sell them, you know, the Dillard's, you know, it's already kind of scratched up a little bit from, I tried to go out and test them out and see how they were in the parking lot of some store, and they got beat up pretty quick. I didn't even put no pressure on them, hardly any, and it got beat up. That's how bad it got, but just by stepping on the floor, not even walking no distance. But these shoes are still pretty good. I used them on the videos of the snake glide. These are the penny loafers. They were $100, and with tax they're like $8, something like that. And they're pretty good. They're nice, very nice, very basic design penny loafers, like most penny loafers are. Very good, nice leather. I polished them like a day ago, and they're still very nice looking. They're scratched up. This is scratched up pretty bad because I used the back foot, my right foot as the back foot, the tail of the snake, to go back, you know. That's why it's scratched up, because I put more weight on this and on this. That's why it's scratched up. This is the head of the snake. It's not too bad. And this is the leather. I've already had these for about 2 weeks, and it got this beat up. That's why you say that when you buy penny loafers, make sure to buy good quality penny loafers that not only have real good upper leather, but real good, sturdy, strong, durable, glidable, well polished leather in the bottom, not only on the sole but on the heel. You know, these have rubber on it, but if you have a good floor that's well polished and well buffed and everything like that and glidable, these will not hinder the moonwalk or side gliding or nothing. But it's better just to have it all completely strong leather, the heel. That's what you want. All this leather, real strong, durable leather, glidable, well polished leather. And like I said, like this is a dark tan leather, and from what I've seen, dark tan leathers are not that good, but I could be wrong. But in Dillard's, they had another pair of shoes that had a light skin leather, and it was very polished, and it was very durable, very glidable. But these ones were 100. They're from the company is you can't really see it, Johnston and Murphy. So you could barely see right here the name of it, and this is sheepskin bottom right here. You know, it's pretty good, very nice shoes, very durable shoes, very good for dancing and gliding and all that. And if you have a good floor, good smooth polished floor, these work very, very well. They're very nice, and I use my snake glide to do these in. And I also have the Weegens GH Bassing Company, or Basing Company, and I have these. These are from the Celebrity Clothing Online, Michael Jackson Celebrity Clothing Online. These are the Super Pro MJ Moonwalking shoes, and these are very nice shoes, very nice penny loafers. They're very similar to the other ones that I bought from Dillard's that I just showed you before. And this is just how the leather is. This is how nice the leather is on these shoes. I have not even polished these, not even once. And these shoes, this is how they look. They're very nice. As you can see, the tongue of the shoe is taller, sticks out more, but the penny loafer slot is, the design of it is different from the other ones. And these are the Michael Jackson, the MJ Super Pro Moonwalking shoes that I bought from the Celebrity Clothing Store. And you could tell the leather is different. It's lighter a lighter color, a lighter tan on the leather of the bottom of the shoe. And like I said in the video, I didn't explain the video, but these heels actually have limitations. These heels are special rubber heels that allow you to glide, but they have limitations. The reason why they have limitations is because they don't work on all floors. They work very well on well-polished, glidable floors, well-buffed floors, only on good floors. They do not work on any type of floor. They don't work on carpet. They don't work on just any floor. You know, they have to be specific. That's the limitation. That's what sucks about these shoes. They're very good. They're very nice. Very beautiful. Very, very, very nice shoes. These have not been polished. I have not polished these. This is just how it looks when you buy it. The leather on top is more durable, structurally durable. It's more nicer than the other ones. They're able to withstand wear and tear longer. You know, they're just basic design, but they're very nice. Very nice shoes. And inside, they have it's different. It's a different type of material. It's another type of leather that they put inside, so that it could control, you know, the moisture from the feet and all that, and just a different type of leather. It's very strong, very nice. And this little thing right here, it's very different. Very, very nice shoes. But these shoes have like a lot of limitations. Like I said, just buy a basic penny loafer shoe from Dillard's, and just tell them to replace the bottom of the sole and the heel with very good, high quality, durable, and when polished appropriately, will be glidable and will have less maintenance. When you know, the higher leather needs less maintenance over time. You know, this is not good leather, because as you can tell, this one I used it for the snake glide and got worn out, but it wasn't as bad as the other ones. But I can only imagine how these are when you walk out in the street. You know, these will get beat up probably very quick. But these special rubber shoes are for specifically moonwalking. This is what makes you moonwalk. These are like butter on a very good floor, specific floor. These are like butter. But the problem with this is that the heel extends more further down, and you'll be doing the moonwalk, and you'll be your sole will be up higher from the floor. That's how it'll be. It'll be like that. You'll be doing the moonwalk, and you'll be doing it with the sole lifted from the floor. That's how it's gonna be. And the secret is that Michael Jackson utilized a specific type of penny leather that did not have he didn't always have leather penny leather shoes that had this penny slot in. Sometimes there was just very plain stitching, and that was what was it. It wasn't even that shiny, probably because they're beat up. But one secret that people didn't know or don't know is that Michael Jackson does use his heel to do the moonwalk. And I believe that 50% of the performance and the look of the moonwalk was well executed only because he utilized penny loafers that were just normal, that didn't have this, that were just normal with the leather on the bottom and heel, and had the heel, and utilized the heel to give the effect. So it was 50% his talent and his raw talent and technique, and the other 50% was all the shoe. The shoe gives you perfect posture, perfect style, and perfect execution, because the shoe has to be completely flat, and the heel gives has a lot of surface area for balance. So that's one thing Michael Jackson subconsciously knew throughout his career, was that he only could perform the moonwalk in penny loafers because of the heel. I tried to practice on the heel, and I can tell you right now that the heel itself was like, it was perfect. It was like, I just knew I was doing it right. So I believe Michael Jackson, anyone who just knows just the basicness of doing the moonwalk, the technique of moonwalk, they will look good doing it. Michael Jackson's secret to doing the moonwalk so well all the time was because he had the right shoes. The shoes gave him 50% of the performance and the execution and look of the moonwalk. If he did it in different shoes, it would not look that good. So Michael Jackson had a secret, and it was the proper shoe. And also the other 50% was his technique and talent. And I'm going to show you a little bit now to talk about in specifics. This is the Pro, and these are from the Dillards. You can barely, because they're so dark, you can barely tell them. You know, these are a little bit nicer. These are the Pro ones that I bought from online. Have not been polished. That's just the way they are. And the problem with these shoes is that they're very, you can see, look, they're just very glidable. And the thing is that I don't know if you can see, but the shoe is not even, that's how it looks. The shoe, the heel doesn't touch the floor, it's all the heel. So you're going to be doing the moonwalk like that, because the heel is extended further to the ground, and you'll be doing the moonwalk. That's the difference between the penny loafers. These ones are just basic. The whole entire shoe touches the floor, but you know, you can tell that it extends back, you know, kind of like that. But the whole entire shoe basically touches the floor. And yeah, these ones are the ones. And I want to say that the reason why leather works so well, is because leather has a complexity to it that rubber does not have. Rubber has an inferiorness. It's one-dimensional. Leather is more complex. It's dimensional. Leather is complex because it came from a living organism. The calf or a deer skin or cow or whatever, horse or whatever. You know, this is skin. When they process it and they do their techniques to harden it, it becomes leather. Before they take away the skin of the animal, the leather is a skin. So when it was connected to the animal, it had more complex properties. It was able to expand and contract due to temperature and absorb heat and change to absorb water, and it was able to change its shape and bend and flex and all that. That's why leather works so well, because leather is it's more complex than basic leather, man-made leather. The bottom of the shoes are basic shoes for Nikes and all that. And even though it's transformed into leather, the skin of the animal is transformed into leather and put on a shoe, it still carries those basic functions with it. That's why leather is able to glide on carpet and basically on any floor, because of those basic things that it carries with it when it was previously connected to the animal, to the animal's body. And it still carries with it, even though it's basically like corpse skin that they create to make leather. Corpse skin of the animal that they transform into leather. And that's why leather is superior, because it's more complex. It still holds the basic properties of expansion and contraction and absorption and flexibility and durability to adapt to all types of floors, like it did when it was connected to the animal. You ever notice that when you put fingers on a window, the fingertips of the hand flattens and changes shape? You know, because it adapts, it's more complex, it's able to adapt, and in the molecular structure of skin and leather still carries those basic properties. You know, those molecular structures are able to bend and adapt to temperatures and to environments and be flexible and be durable, and that's what it does. It knows how to control friction and all that. That's why leather is better than rubber. And one also other thing scientifically speaking, when you apply, the reason why rubber sticks to the floor and has trouble sometimes, and it sticks, and other materials on shoes have trouble sometimes, is because when you put too much force on something, you create heat. And the way you create heat is when two things rub against each other, that creates friction. And when that happens, specifically, the rubber starts to expand in a molecular level. And by creating heat without the proper surface to minimize heat, or minimize, because what happens is that when two things rub together, you create friction. That in turn creates heat. And when the object gets affected by the friction, it affects the molecular structure of the rubber, and it creates heat because it's pushing against it in an abrupt manner, and it expands the rubber at a molecular level, and it starts to grab and grip the floor. It expands it, and that's why a lot of shoes are not able to be glidable. But leather is able to adapt to those frictional elements of floors and carpets, and able to adapt and flex to them so that friction does not occur in a scientific level. And when it does occur, it's able to adapt to that change, unlike rubber. And that's what happens. That's why things stick, and that's why rubber specifically sticks to things, because it creates. When you're pushing against something, you're putting force on it, you're creating friction between two objects that are touching. And when specifically the two objects, when the weight and pressure is applied, that creates a lot of friction. The friction then in turn affects the object that's being forced upon the other one, which is the leather of the shoe, to then expand. And when it expands, it covers more area, and when it covers more area, it starts to grip more. It becomes less glidable. And when it's thinner, it's able to kind of bypass all those things and become less friction. And one other thing before I go on is that what people don't understand is that when you do that, what people don't understand is that when Michael Jackson was doing a moonwalk and he was applying friction, even though there's not a lot of friction, the floor and the shoe in the quantum level, they become as one. The shoe becomes as one with the floor at the quantum level, because in the quantum level, when two objects connect and when there's a reaction going on, they become melded together within the quantum foam of space and time. They become melded together. And when Michael Jackson was doing a moonwalk, in the way we see things, two things are separate, but when they connect, even right now, they're connecting. And when you apply more force and more activity to both the objects, the floor and the shoe, you're creating a lot of energy fluctuations. And when you equate more, those objects then become one object in the quantum level, and they become fused in space and time in the quantum foam. And that's just one thing that I've came up with. Even in any object, when you put like a plastic hot dog in a bowl of water, even though there's not a lot of activity, the water and the plastic hot dog now are one object in the quantum level. They're fused together. And that's the thing, is that when you create friction and you're putting it against the floor, the heat is affecting the floor at the same time they're both affecting each other. And when you create the very action, the very activity of friction, that right there is what fuses in the quantum level the objects together. The floor and the heel and the shoe become one object, no longer separate in space and time, but intertwined and melded in the quantum foam of space and time. And that's just one thing of science. So let me just show you a quick demonstration real fast, because I can't make this too quick. put on the Michael Jackson shoes. Just one time because I don't want to wear them out. Let's put this in real quick. Now these shoes, this is how they look. They're real nice shoes, and I already put some. I already cleaned the floor with some good spray, and that's what's making them so glidable. But you know, as you can tell, they're not. You know, this is not touching it. That's how the Moonwalk's gonna be. See, it's very, and it looks very good. When you do the Moonwalk, you put all the pressure on this special rubber. See, they look very good when you do the Moonwalk. The performance is very, very good. These shoes very, very nice. They're very nice shoes. They're very nice. See how like they work so well? And I'm using all the heel. I'm not putting no pressure on the sole. Let me see if I can do it more better. So now, these shoes are very, very good. See, but they're kind of hard to do the snake glide because there's more, they make the heels extend further down, and when you do a snake glide, you kind of have to have the sole and the heel be kind of balanced together. But the shoes are really good. But you can only use them for the Moonwalk. And the shoes are really, really good, but I'd rather use, let's see, look. You can tell that these shoes are using the heel only. And they work very well, they're very good. I'm using all the heels. See how that looks? You're using all the heel. That's how they made the shoe to work. And the shoes are very, very good. And again, you know, I just wanted to make an example. And again, I just wanted to let's see. Basically, what I was talking about is that Michael Jackson's performance was 50% the shoes. It was all the shoes, you know, and the other 50% was himself, obviously. And so I talked about the shoes, talked about Michael Jackson, talked about the reasons why the leather works so well. And again, if you have any questions about it, just don't buy the shoes from the Michael Jackson. You could bust buy your own penny loafers. Go and get the leathers of the bottoms, fix the heel and the sole, and just get some good quality, high quality leather, durable leather, smooth leather, and just, you know, spend like you know, the same amount, but it'll be worth it. Don't buy the shoes with the special rubber heels. Don't do it. They're not worth it. They'll hinder the creativity and the ability to experiment. And that's basically it. As Rich Cesspit is, want to talk about the shoes. And these ones are very good also. And again, thank you very much. As Rich Cesspit is, thank you for watching the video, and take care.